This is To the Point with Michael Williams.
Good morning. Florida lawmakers will head to Tallahassee early next month for their 2022 regular legislative session. I talked today to a Republican and Democrat from our area. First, Representative Toby Overdorf, a Republican from District 83, representing the northern half of Martin and the southern half of St. Lucie counties. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and yours. Sadly, though, for one family in our community, it's a holiday that will be filled with grief. We've had the story of Ryan Rogers that's consumed our community. On the larger issues that it is speaking to about crime, recidivism, mental health resources, red flag warnings, we've heard all of this before, whether it's Parkland, whether it's Orlando with Mayor Marcano, whether it's cases we're hearing about out of state. And people saying, how do we end the nightmare or at least alleviate them? How do we make our communities safer? What can Florida lawmakers do, and why should we trust that they can do anything? Perspective this morning.
So I think there's a couple things there, Brian, to bring it back in. First of all, we're looking at mental health and mental health capacity, mental health analysis, and also providing additional resources for the treatment of mental health. These are all areas that we've been focused on in the legislature over the last couple of years and will continue to this coming year. I know from a personal standpoint, my mom serves on a couple different boards, one of them being New Horizons up in St. Lucie, where we're now seeing the mental health treatments up there that are expanding into the community and getting beyond what they traditionally were, at least for the last 10, 15 years. Also, the mental health issues are becoming more and more mainstream, which I believe is a very good thing. It's something that we're able to talk about now, bring out into the open, and hopefully be able to start to prevent additional tragedies like this. And it gives us an opportunity then to be able to treat some of these folks that may otherwise not receive treatment.
Representative, the governor's pushed for it from the onset of his administration. My numbers say about $2.5 billion for mental health and additional services starting in the budget that commenced in July. Critics, though, say we're still far behind many other states. A lot more needs to be done.
So also along those lines, First Lady Casey DeSantis has been amazing in dealing with this and bringing it again to the front, to the forefront. So when we look at this, yes, there is a lot more that needs to be done. We do need to catch up to some other states, and I know that our legislators and frankly the Florida House is committed to doing that.
Your key legislative goals and those of your party as you'll head off for the start of the session January 11th.
So one of the things we're looking at is really recognizing our Florida lawmakers, our Florida lawmen, and looking at our first responders. Right now we are finding ways to back them up, if you will, through additional pay. We're looking at educational opportunities for them and to be able to allow them to potentially go back to school with either lower or reduced fees or potentially no tuition at all for some of our active duty. And we find that an educated law force will actually be a better law force overall. So those are some areas that we're looking at. We're also focusing on our state lawmen and looking at how our highway patrol can be better staffed. Additionally, the Florida correctional facilities and looking at ways that we can increase our correctional officers, and that'll provide safety not only for those that are within correctional facilities, but also those officers themselves, and hopefully some retainage of those officers.
What kind of money are we talking about? And is there hope that Florida, with Republican leadership, which has a whole different take on COVID and how to deal with it and has fought against vaccine mandates, a la the special session that just concluded, will make it more of a magnet? And if so, what kind of money are we talking about for, let's say, a new recruit or a veteran officer? And what are we talking about out of the state budget in terms of overall dollars?
Well, we're looking at signing bonuses of $5,000 for officers and looking at expanding that not only to those that are coming from out of the state, but those that may be going through the educational workforce and becoming officers that way. We're also looking at increasing starting salaries for our correctional facility folks and also the starting salaries for Florida Highway Patrol. So these officers are out there, and it's amazing what they do and the guts that they have to be on our highways. I mean, you go up and down I-95 now, and anytime I see these FHP officers out there, they really deserve every single penny they get. And the experienced ones are the ones we need to keep, and so that it really helps overall our highways and the safety associated with that.
From a hyper-local perspective, what's on your plate that you'll be pushing for your constituents?
Environment. And these are areas that we're looking for is seagrass restoration and really looking at ways that we can restore our Indian River Lagoon. And we have two specific legislative options there. One of them is a private investment into seagrass restoration and finding ways we can put private money instead of just our government tax dollars back into doing restoration work. And then the other side is actually water quality trading and finding ways that we can clean up water, and you're actually getting paid to do it as well.
Will there be the appetite and money for it this year?
Absolutely. Both the House and the Senate have looked at these proposals. We're looking to move them ahead, and yes, there's a great appetite. And it combines with the fact that since January of 2019, we've had 37 different projects that have now come online for Everglades restoration, or they're under construction, and this is an amazing step. And when you look at what the governor just did as far as requesting another $680 million in order to go ahead and meet these goals of $2.4 billion in the future, which we've already met well over $2 billion previously. Now we're going to be looking at this and going forward. It's a great way to really tackle something that is huge in our region, and that is the environment.
I want to ask you about two topics. Recent special session where essentially Republicans pushed and said we want to respect individual choice, and outlawed or tried to temper many of the vaccine mandates that Washington has pushed for. There's a concern with the new variant out there, Omicron, that perhaps Florida has now tied its hands under Republican leadership. We all hope, of course, Omicron will not prove to be something that is so easily transmissible, although early signs are not encouraging. But even if it is highly transmissible, perhaps not severe in its impact. Do you worry you've tied hands for Floridians and for the health of the state, though, with what happened in the special session, now that we're dealing with a new variant?
All we've done is we have pushed individual choice and allowed for those individuals that want to get a vaccine, and if you want to get a vaccine, go out and get it, and we will do everything we can to make sure that that's available for you. However, we've also, again, looked at that individual choice associated with if you want a vaccine or not. It's working in Florida. Florida has the lowest COVID rate per capita in the entire country right now. So as we look at this, the policies and the programs that we're having within the state of Florida are working, and we are actually an open economy now, and we have that individual choice and individual right.
I want to ask you about abortion. We saw the Supreme Court debate last week. If Roe v. Wade is overturned or substantially weakened, as pro-choice supporters worry it will be, how quickly will Republicans in Florida, how quickly will you be supportive of changes to Florida abortion law?
Well, I've always been a supporter of pro-life, and I think that is an area that many of my colleagues feel strongly about. We have worked towards pro-life legislation on multiple occasions over the last several years. And that's a question that I'll have to leave for the leadership that's currently within the House, and a lot of it will be their decision as to how we move ahead. But I also know that many of my colleagues feel very strongly about this and are affirmatively pro-life.
And do you think you would try to mirror the Mississippi law already? There's been a push to mirror the Texas law. Would you see that happening quickly, depending on what happens with the decision that won't come out until middle of next year?
I think it's something that we will certainly be looking at this point in time. I'm not sure which way the leadership would be going on that particular issue.
If you had your say, what would you want them to do?
At this point, I'm an affirmative pro-life person, and so I think that we'd be leaning towards pro-life legislation.
I want to touch on one more topic. Time, of course, flies when you're talking. There's so much you could talk about.
Sure.
Pocketbook issues. We talk about it every year, but we get calls from people who said, I just can't handle the insurance rates anymore. Sure. Now we're looking at flood insurance and new maps and new rules on that. People say I'm being priced out of living here. Once again, Florida lawmakers are being asked, what, if anything, can you do for Floridians who are really saying that they're suffering?
We're looking not only at tort reform right now and finding ways that we can actually lower the lawsuits that are happening that are driving our insurance rates up. We're also looking at a lot of our roof laws and ways that we can examine the roofs themselves and to make sure that if you make improvements that your insurance rates would go down. We have an insurance summit that's actually going on right now. In fact, our CFO, Jimmy Petronas, has just rolled out these basically task force that go out and they'll hit places where we believe that insurance fraud is actually happening, and he has this going on throughout the state, and that's directly from legislation that we did last year. By doing that, we will be finding those bad players, if you will, that are out there that are driving those insurance rates up, and in this manner we'll be able to, again, bring it down.
law enforcement, environment, and we know much more on your plate. We'll be in touch with you as you head off to session.
And we haven't even talked redistricting.
Yes, wanted to get to that. I decided to save that for its entire broadcast of its own.
And there you go.
Appreciate it very much for
Thank
being
you so
with us.
much.
Thanks so much. And up next, the Democratic perspective. Please stay with us.